This is Alex from Grizzly, and this is the video review of the Mayflower APC. Now, this is hands down the lightest plate carrier that I have ever owned. I believe on the shipping label from Mayflower that the package, the entire package weighed 2 pounds. Now that's including the package itself, the bag that this came in inside the package, the tape, and the shipping label. That's 2 pounds for just for this. So as you can imagine, this thing's pretty light. I believe that this thing weighs about 1.2 to 1.4 pounds for the medium, 1.6 to 1.8 for the large, and for the small, I believe it's 1 pound to 1.2. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't checked the specs on the small, but you're in that ballpark. This thing is a lot like the LBT 1694 in just about almost every aspect, but one of the big ones is that this has the internal kangaroo pouch like the 1694 has. I have Kydex inserts in here so I don't have to dick around with the elastic bungees or the Velcro panels that go over the top. They take too much time, they're too time consuming for quick reloads, so that's why I like to keep these on the front here, which I use it the most often. I like to keep these just open top so I can just get in there quick. And and I don't actually need anything to retain them because of the Kydex inserts. Also, what you have here on the side is these buckles, and basically what these are for is if you have any Mayflower brand chest rig, you can just clip it right into here, so you don't have to run another rig or anything like that. So that's a major advantage. I don't actually own another chest rig, but I think in the future that's something I might actually pick up. Also, what you have two integrated admin pouches. This one's about half my hand deep, medium-sized hands. There's no closure on the top of this one. It's open top, so this is what you'd use for getting into quick, like a dead rag or something. The back one here, this back one is closed with Velcro, and you can decently sized. They're about the same size as Molly. They're about 1 inch. I've used these to hold pistol mags before, but you can put pens, markers, anything you want in here. So this is pretty nice, and it's about 2/3 of my hand deep. As you can see, it comes down to this Velcro line here, where the mags attach. It comes to this right here, so that's pretty deep. You can fit wider variety of stuff in there. The big thing that pulled me towards this over the 1694 is the cummerbund here. This, basically you have the ability to run the M4 mag shingle in the cummerbund, so you can have 3 additional mags in each side of the cummerbund. So you can basically have 9 mags on this thing without using a single pouch. And that's big for me because I like to run lightweight and slick, and this really helps you out. You don't have to have any extra weight or extra things hanging off the side here for magazines. So you can get into tighter spots, and you can crawl a little bit easier, and that's definitely what I like to do. Also, on the side here, you have this elastic on the cummerbund, and this is basically used to, it keeps it tight, but also if you need to bend over or something, it's stretchable, so it moves with you instead of just holding you back and getting in the way. So I really like that as well. That's a very nice feature and improvement over the 1694, and I definitely like that as well. On the back here, you have 7 rows of Molly. Cut a little bit short on the side because it's cut for a sappy plate. So a lot of carriers are using this design now, but basically it's bare minimum just cut to hold the sappy plate, and then they've just thrown Molly over the top of it. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that. I prefer it if it came out wider like the 1694 would, so you'd have 1 extra row of Molly here, so that way you could attach a backpack on the side. Because basically the way it is now is you're going to have to run the backpack in the middle, and I'm not a big fan of that. Also, you would be able to run probably 4 grenades up top instead of down the side, and I'd like that as well. That'd be a little bit better design in my opinion, but this plate carrier was designed to be low profile, lightweight, and bare minimum. So that's their logic in that, I suppose. Um, Basically, the only pouch I have on here is my radio pouch right now. This is basically the way I run my plate carrier. I just have the radio pouch here on the back. I have this electronic chem light. It's got a light here on the top, flashlight if I need it. It's also got, I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a red glow stick there, and the glow stick can strobe as well. So that's a really neat feature I like. I use that a lot if I were to get separated from the rest of my team. It's they can find me if they know what they're looking for, but it's discreet enough that the other team won't be able to see it. Also, another thing I love about this plate carrier is the this back panel here. The way it attaches. Is they use Velcro one wrap. I don't know if you're familiar with that or not, but it's the softer part, the loop part on the top here, and then on the underside, right here, they have the hook part, the rough part, and basically it connects to the Velcro here and here, so it makes it so it doesn't move. Like, I'll let you see this real quick. The only thing that moves when you tug on this is the elastic. I know with my 1694 replica, I always had that issue with the cummerbund in the back would just slide around, and it was really annoying for me. It got in the way a lot. With this, it will not move on you whatsoever. Also, another benefit of this hook and loop is it cuts down on the sizes of the cummerbund, because you can make it tighter. You can bring these closer together. You can pull them farther apart, so you can make it more loose or tighter depending on what you need. So that's a good thing for me, and it's really easy and quick to do. So if you're wearing like a sweatshirt or something, or a Gore-Tex because it's colder or raining outside, then you don't really have to expand it that much, and you don't have to mess with the shock cord. On the front here, instead of just having the one thing in the middle, the pull tab, you have the pull tabs on the side for donning and doffing, and it really makes it easier for pulling it off when it's already on you. But to be honest, when you're putting it on, or when you're just showing it like I am now, it's easier to just pull up from the top here in the middle. Also, you do not have the drawstrings like you would have on the 1694. All you have is these little pull tabs here. I prefer the drawstrings. They're a little bit easier to get off, but these aren't bad. For the plate, it's just like any other plate bag here. You just undo the Velcro. There's a little strap in there that holds it up in place. It works really well. I haven't had the plates in here move at all since I put them in. They seem to stay there pretty well. Yeah, I mean, aside from the back panel is definitely the biggest setback for me. It's just, I wish it were a little bit wider like the LBT so that I can put more on there, but it's not a big issue for me. Another gripe I have with this carrier is the shoulder pads. I hate these shoulder pads. They're really wide, so it makes it really hard and really uncomfortable when you're not wearing a shirt with a collar on it, because it digs into your neck. It's uncomfortable. Also, if you wanted to run a hydration tube or comms through here, they just pull it right off if they got snagged or anything. If you can see here, you have a very thin layer of Velcro here. It doesn't take much to get this off. So, I don't know, I really don't like that. The padding on the underside here, I don't know, I don't think it does what they have designed it to do. It does let air in better, but it's not very comfortable. You can feel the weight on your shoulders. There's not a whole lot of weight in this though, but when there is weight, you can feel it a little bit more than what you could with the LBTs. Basically, to run comms or hydration, you would have to run it up through here, underneath the shoulder pad, and out through here. You have to run it underneath this elastic strap here. It's not awful, but it's not quick. It takes quite a while to get that going. So, I don't know. I'm going to replace the shoulder pads here soon. I'm looking at some first spear shoulder pads right now that have the elastic like you have in here up on the top. And I think that'd be easier for comms and hydration. So that's probably what I'll end up doing with those. Overall, not a bad plate carrier. I love this thing. It is ridiculously light, low profile, and it's the bare minimum, which is what I love. But there's no bare minimum in the build quality of this. This is 500 Cordura. It will not tear. The stitching's really good. I know it looks like it's coming up a little bit, but that's just because I've had this thing for 6 months now, and it's gotten quite a bit of use out of it. So I love this thing. It's good. You also have the MOLLE running vertical here to mount your PTTs for your communication setup. I prefer it like this as opposed to on the angle like LBTs, but I'd like it if they were up higher. I guess you can take these off, but it's too much of a hassle for me. I'll just leave them on the way they are. It doesn't really get in the way all that much, so I like it. It is definitely the lightest plate carrier I've ever owned, and probably the most low profile too. This thing is awesome. I love it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and comment, rate, and subscribe.